Hey everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. Today we're going to go through some of my favorite images from the last year, 2025, and we're going to talk a little bit about how I took them, maybe why I like them, and maybe you can gain a little bit of insight into my process, and maybe that can inform you a little bit in your process. Maybe after watching, if you didn't see a photo that you really liked that I took this year, please let me know in the comments. I'm really interested to see how people engage and what resonates. And so I really love the opportunity to have a back and forth. So let's get started. If you have come to Hokkaido for photography, you have definitely gone to Tsuruimura to photograph the endangered red-crowned cranes. Now these beautiful, majestic animals just inspire the soul. And I've been there several times for photography, and each time I walk away with a special image. Now, this one I unfortunately did not include into the episode, and I found it later on the hard drive, and I don't know how I didn't see it, but I did eventually include it as the thumbnail for the episode, but unfortunately it's not included in the episode itself. The cranes are known for dancing and very dramatic poses, and I think that what I like about this one is the solitude that the crane is in, and probably what it's doing is looking for food, but it almost looks like it's bowing. I love the colors in the sky and a little bit of color that we find down in the snow as well, the reflection of the light in the snow, and just overall it's a very pretty and very lovely image. And of course you can see that beautiful crest of red on the top of the head there. It's just absolutely beautiful. Love it. Anyway, yeah, so that's our first image. This next image here was taken on a frozen lake, and the gas bubbles from under the lake get caught in the ice and create these amazing patterns. So you're walking across this frozen lake, and there is a derelict bridge at one end of the lake. It's about maybe 2-kilometer walk from where I entered into the lake to that bridge. And on the way, you just see patches in the ice like this the entire way across. And the gas bubbles from under the lake get caught in the ice and create these amazing patterns. The ice also is fracturing and breaking and reforming. Now, I found this one location here, this one spot, where the ice had cracked and the bubbles had so many different varieties of bubbles. You can see some are kind of streaks of bubbles, some are round, almost like coins or pancakes stacked on top of each other. And those fractures in the ice itself, filled in with snow. It's just such a dramatic scene. Yeah, I can't wait to get back there and photograph again. I'm sure next year's wrap-up might include another shot from Lake Nukabira. This is a shot from another lake, and it is probably one of my most unique images this year. It was pretty cold this day. I would say it's -2, -3, but this lake does not freeze in the wintertime. This is a different lake. This is Lake Shikotsu. And the depth of the lake it's so deep that the water, I suppose, is just constantly circulating, and so it never freezes. Now, this is a piece of reed grass sticking out of the water. And on top of that, an ice nugget has formed because of the waves coming in. You can see just to the right of that block of ice, there is a little bit of ripple in the water with some sunbeams coming through the water, and the wonderful reflection just under the ice cube itself. I also took this image with ripples throughout the entire water, but I thought that shooting it like this and presenting it like this, you really have to look at it and try and figure out what you're looking at. Yeah, I think this is such a unique image for me, and I'm really happy to have taken it. Now, this tree here, I fell in love with this tree maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, my first time visiting BA. And BA is one of those special places in Hokkaido that just draws photographers from all over the world. And I get it, it's such a beautiful place. There's a million places in Hokkaido that are worth shooting, but I think this is a very unique place in Japan, and it lends itself to minimalism. I love the way that the light is being captured by the clouds, but then you can see the sky above the clouds is not capturing the light the same way. It just perfectly frames that tree. I love the lines in the snow leading up to the tree as well. It just has such a wonderful texture, that muted blue tone of the snow. The way that this tree is enshrined in the light just fills me with joy. Now, this tree is a diminutive little tree. Another photographer called it a wispy tree. I think I misheard him and originally thought he said a wussy tree, but it's a smaller tree, and it maybe is not as beautiful as some other trees. And maybe the next image I'll show you, you'll see why, because these two trees are in a similar location, or should I say were in a similar location. Unfortunately, this tree has now been, I'm not sure if it's been cut down or if it fell down, but it's no longer there. Now, this tree has given me a couple of really fantastic and wonderful images, and one of them was an award winner in a photo competition. This was an image that I took years ago, an award-winning photo on a beautifully overcast day, snowy, just stunning. So you can see, like, this tree has a lot of character, and I have multiple photos of this tree in different moods and different styles. But yeah, it's no longer there, which is heartbreaking. This is just after sunset in the same location as the first tree right there, same location. And just after sunset, now the clouds that you see to the left here were the same clouds from this shot. And this is only a matter of minutes later. So you have a very soft rise to the hill here, and it descends, meeting another hill coming from the right-hand side just behind the tree. And then you also have another line coming in from the right-hand side all the way to the left-hand side underneath of that tree, just adding another element of layers to this shot here. The texture in the snow in the foreground leading up into that tree, it's just, for me, this is just such a beautifully soft, inviting, warm winter shot. Despite it being bitterly cold, it was absolutely lovely. Now, this tree also has the potential of being cut down. It's in the same location, just here's the Christmas tree, and that small tree is just over to the side over here. Maybe a 1 minute or 2 minute walk down the road. Yeah, this has turned into a tourist nightmare, and if the local government doesn't do something proper to mitigate the damage that tourists cause in this area, I wouldn't be surprised if the farmer cut it down. This image here was taken also in BA on the same trip as the previous shots. And I was fortunate enough to just jump out of the car. I was with a guest at the time. Actually, 4 of these images so far were taken with a guest here. And this little house here has so much character. The blue in the windows. You can see the frozen glass here, and I'm guessing this might be curtains here, blue curtains. Really just lovely. You can see all the detail here, the animal footprints coming through here in the background, and the texture of the snow here. A little bit of tuft of grass coming through, and the color of this little hut, this little house just popping through all of this whiteout, really. You can see the blue. I think the blue in the windows really helps makes this shot. Coupled with the dark, like burgundy red of the roof and the concrete color of the house, it just really helps it stand out from the snow. I forgot to mention, this image won an honorable mention for the Tokyo International Photo Awards in the Fine Art Minimalism category. I'm quite happy. Last year I won a bronze award for the Tokyo International Photo Awards, so I was hoping a higher placement, but honorable mention is still quite honorable. This next image here won an honorable mention at the Minimalist Photography Awards 2025. Again, I was honored. Some of the images that come through photo competitions just blow me away. I truly believe that the photography that we do is a reflection of ourselves. And so if people see such beauty in the world, it's a reflection of the beauty in themselves. So I'm honored to be included in people's work that are able to capture such beautiful, beautiful scenes of the world. I love this shot here. The simplicity of it, again, is what really captures me. There are 5 trees in the background, 5 trees in the foreground, and if you look over at this furthest tree to the right, there's also a street sign. I believe that this is a side road or something like that in the summertime, and then the wintertime they just let it blow over. It might be a farm access road, I'm not quite sure. Once again, Michael joined me for this shot, and the guy's a good luck charm. I should carry him around with me more because I got some wonderful images while traveling around with Michael. All right, now we are well out of winter here, and this shot was taken in Taiwan. I had gone to Taiwan for a short visit, and I only had a very brief amount of time to do some photography, and I didn't know the area very well. But I just got out and explored, and I'm quite happy I did. This is a Binlan tree. It's beetle nuts come from this tree, which is chewed often with a tobacco leaf. It's a bit of a stimulant. Early morning, the sun had just risen, and I loved the way that it was capturing this very dramatic, dynamic cloud in the background there. And with the hillside coming down, with a cloud behind that, so the way that the sun was being captured on that cloud, it brought out the shape of the mountain even more. And then that very bold, stark Binlan tree to the right-hand side, I think it just creates an atmosphere, a feeling. It sets a time and place for me. And it's my first time photographing in Taiwan, and I captured some really lovely images. There was another one of a small egret flying over a pond with these wonderful red wheels that were lining the pond. It's just a beautiful image. I was torn between including that one, this one, or another shot, but I really had to curate and cut them out, and just be a bit harsh in my assessment. So there we go. One of my favorite of the year. I went from one of my favorite of the year to my favorite of the year. This image just blows me away whenever I look at it. And And I would say about once a year I capture an image that for me is just like 5 stars, like almost perfect. I think this shot is. The deer are one element of so many elements to this image here. Starting with the right hand corner, we have the clouds there just capturing just that very tip there, the very last rays of light at sunset. Now you can see the rest of the clouds, they don't capture any of the light. They are more of a contrast with the sky and the beautiful color of the sky and that gradient which goes from like a yellow, orange, pinks down to purples. We have the mountain range deep in the background. And then right before that, just a sliver of it in the center of the frame, and then over to the left-hand side of the frame. So we have the center of the frame here. This is the Uchiura Bay, and this is on the other side of the bay. And then the closer mountain range here. Now I am on Tarumai-san here. It's an active volcano. And I was racing down the mountain, running, trying to find another shot. And when I looked back over my shoulder, I spotted the deer here, just on that ridgeline. And I had seconds. I spun around, I put up my camera, and I fired off a couple of shots, not knowing if I got it. And when I turned around to race down the hill, I was too late for the other shot. I didn't get it. But I went back and looked at the image that I captured here and was just blown away. So we have this mountain here just poking out through this mist that had just formed after the sun had set, and this very bold line here with all of the texture in the foreground. The scale of this image just blows me away. It shows how small and I was a small creature in this landscape as well, but it just shows how small we are in this grand and beautiful landscape that we inhabit. So every year, Duade Paton, an Australian photographer, absolutely wonderful photographer, and he has so much knowledge to share. Wonderful channel, so I'll link it down in the description below. But every year, Duade does a wrap-up for his community. And he asks his community to submit their best wildlife photographs. I think there's like 9 different categories. And Duade picked my image for the small subject in habitat category as the gold winner. And I'm completely amazed and humbled. I found out this morning and I just shouted with like excitement. I'm completely humbled because the quality of the images that were submitted to this competition are just off the charts, like so good. And for my image to be selected, I'm quite honored and humbled, to be honest. And then at the end of the video, Duade picks his 3 favorite images from the nearly 900 that were sent to him. And he selected this image for his silver award. And I just want to say thank you to Duade. I'm just completely blown away and honored to be in this group of photographers and their work. And yeah, I'll link the video in the description below. Please go check it out and give Duade and the other photographers your support. This image is, wow. I love looking at it again. The colors and the textures really just draw you in. It's such a wonderful autumn scene here. Down to the left-hand side, you can see a leaf partially obscured behind the yellow leaves, but then that really sharp razor edge of this part of the leaf really sticks out. Because of the way that I shot this image, I was shooting through a bunch of leaves with a long lens, and that really was able to soften everything around the edges. I shot with a very small aperture, and it just softens everything down, makes it very ethereal, very soft and beautiful. The color contrast is what gets me the most in this image. So there we go, another beautiful autumn photo. This image was taken on the very first deep snow day in Hokkaido this year. And I happened upon this scene as my camera battery was dying. And so I have very limited opportunity to take this shot. I basically set up my camera, got my focus, got my balance, quickly put in my settings, took a shot and turned the camera off. I wasn't able to really review any of the shots until I had gotten back to Lightroom, which, you know, in the end is pretty old school, wouldn't you say? That's how it was done before. That's how it was before. You didn't get to see the shots until you developed them. So it was pretty exciting for me to get back home and be able to review these images. I had a lot of difficulty with this photo, and which is what made it into this beautiful panoramic that I eventually settled on, was that the background was extremely busy. There was too much going on, and I couldn't separate the trees themselves from the background. So I just cut the background completely out of the shot and focused on the trunks, and that was enough for me to tell the story of these ginkgo leaves shedding from the trees after the snow. And I think that it turned out really well. I love the texture of the leaves down here, and it does fall off a little bit as you get into the background, but what we really want to see here is the texture of this main tree and the leaves here. The focus does fall off a little bit as we get further away, but I'm okay with that. That the real story is set here, and then the rest of it is just icing on the cake. Well, I bought a drone this year, and I've been able to get some extraordinarily beautiful and cinematic shots for my videos, and that was my main purpose and my main goal of getting a drone. There's just something amazing about seeing yourself in the landscape that you're photographing. But what I started to find was that some of the shots that I were getting in video would have made an amazing still image. So I started using the drone for photography as well. Of those, maybe 4 or 5 I really like as a still image. And this one I absolutely love. I was just flying the drone and getting some B-roll for an episode when I popped up over this ridge and this mountain appeared behind the ridge. It was blue hour, it was dark, and just that band of light was coming through and hitting the mountain in the background with darker clouds on top and everything just sandwiched in between. I decided to really show the scale and the depth of this image by making just the very top of the image, the mountains sandwiched in with those dark clouds at the top, with this huge, beautiful, snowy, textured landscape in the foreground, just dominating the scene. It was a wonderful surprise because I am not used to photographing with a drone, and I think that this came out really, really well. All right, that brings me to this last image here. I posted this video on December 31st, so I just got in, just giri-giri, as the Japanese would say, just barely made it. And I posted 3 images of this bridge and in the video, and I asked for people to give their opinion which one they liked the best. And I love all 3 of the images for very different reasons. But I love this image for how wintry and impressionistic this shot is. You really have to look and really see the details of the bridge. The trees are pretty sharp to the left-hand side, and that's okay. It gives us an anchor point. It holds everything down. Where that beautiful, windy, snowy scene in front of the bridge almost obscures the bridge completely. I think the other 2 shots are a little bit easier to see and a little bit easier to digest, but I think for storytelling, I appreciate this image a little bit better. If you were to print it large, I think it would have such a massive impact. And perhaps I might at some point. Well, that brings me to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you gained a little bit of insight into my process and why I chose these photos, and maybe that can inform your process a little bit as well. So Happy New Year, all the best for 2026, and don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share if you're new to the channel. All right, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.